What's good, guys? It's TSG. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I look for when it comes to buying land in the metaverse. Throughout this video, I'm going to be comparing some projects that have sold land and have incorporated land into their metaverse somehow, and I'm just going to see how they stack against each other to see if you are looking at buying land, where in what metaverse should you look at. The first thing I look at before considering getting any land is the IP, the intellectual property. Do I believe the IP has a chance to succeed and make it over time? Does it have a bright future, and is it going to be able to develop over time and grow with its audience? There are some IPs like Axie Infinity, for example, where, to be completely honest, it doesn't even look good now, but it's one of those IPs that I don't think has a future. I don't think in the next 5 to 10 years it's going to grow with us and it's going to develop with us. With all of this, I could be wrong, but Axie Infinity as an IP isn't something that really grabs me. Therefore, I'm not even looking at the land that they're trying to sell there. Next, you have Sandbox and Decentraland. So Sandbox as an IP is definitely a bit better than Axie, but my biggest problem there is Minecraft. The moment that Microsoft and Minecraft decide to go into the NFT space, that's a direct competitor. And as an IP, Minecraft already has that historical run. So it's hard to say whether it's going to work, whether it's going to play out the way we want it to with Sandbox. That is something that I consider with that IP. Decentraland, again, I personally don't see anything special about the IP. I can see another competitor coming in and taking over the market share, and I don't see the Decentraland IP being strong enough to hold its spot. There is one IP which I believe does have a chance to survive that has recently put out a land sale, and that is BayC. So BayC has just done their other side land sale, and they kind of botched the sale itself. But as an IP, taking away everything else, the IP itself, I do believe has a chance to sustain themselves and grow in the future. So I will keep my eye on that. But if you watch my channel, the one thing that you know I'm most bullish on is Illuvium. And as an IP, it is insane. The great thing about Illuvium as an IP is it's got the cute ones for the people that enjoy the cute stuff. It's got the monstrous ones, the tanks, like the beefy, grown-up monsters. So it covers both the young players and the older players. The IP itself has its feeling of magic, imagination, this otherworldliness, which to me just seems like it's so primed to grow over the years. It's got so much time to develop over the years. And as an IP, they can use this to kind of go into different routes. They can do a Smash Brothers type game. They can do a Diablo-esque type game, a first-person shooter. So the fundamental IP is so primed for development and expansion that to me, it just seems like a no-brainer that this is one IP that I can 100% get behind. To summarize the first point regarding the IP, comparing to all the other top projects that are doing land right now, Illuvium is well ahead. The second thing that I look for when I consider land in the metaverse is the utility of the land. Now, if we go back to the other projects and focus on the utility of the land in each of those projects. The first one is Axie. Axie has a lot of promises for what this land is going to do, but we have not seen anything in action. As far as I'm aware, the actual land, Lunacia, is still in development, and there's nothing there that we've seen or touched or done anything about. So as far as the utility of the land, there's a lot of promises with nothing really being shown for it. Sandbox is another game where there's a lot of promises for it, and we've seen bits and pieces through the alpha, but even that, the alpha is now over, and we're unable to play the game. The game is still in development, and it's not something that we're able to get our hands on to really see what this land is going to do. People are trying to buy land next to Snoop without really even knowing what they can do with it and what purpose and what utility it actually has. As for BayC's land, the other side, from all the research I've done, a lot of it just seems like it's speculative at the moment. The other side land is one which, even for me, I can kind of see that because of Yuga Labs' history, it could do well as a collectible without as much utility as everything else. But I think in the long run, as more land has utility, they're going to need to step that up too. As of now, it's a lot of promises without actual tangible functionality. And then we go back to Illuvium. So the utility of Illuvium's land is insane, and they've already shown us what they've done and what they're planning to do, and shown us the tangible assets and the game where the land is going to be used. So the first and most important utility of the land is that it produces fuel for every single game in the Illuvium ecosystem from now till forever. Any Illuvium game that uses fuel comes from the land plots, the 100,000 land plots that are going on sale starting on June 2nd. So the first thing is the fuel, and the fuel generates revenue. The second thing are blueprints, skins, blueprints for skins. So a majority of the skins in the game are going to come from the land. As a landowner, you are going to be able to create monopolies over certain skins. You're going to be able to trade and create an open marketplace for skins because of what you have on your land. So being a landowner not only generates fuels, but generates skins that you're able to sell on the open marketplace and create a second source of income. The third bit of utility that Illuvium land has is that you're able to lend it out to others to work it for you and share the profits. So they're going to be building a system where you're able to lend it out and predetermine the split between owner and lendee. So you've got three big points of utility from this land. You've got the ability to generate fuel, ability to generate blueprints, and the ability to generate income via lending your land to others to work for you, which is a mutually beneficial thing to have for everyone. And unlike the other projects, the team of Illuvium are already playing the alpha for Illuvium Zero. They've shown us the game, we've physically seen what it looks like, and we're looking to get a hold of it about 3 to 4 weeks after the land sale. So it's not a promise of wait a long time and then get it. It's coming up fairly close to the land sale. So once we get the land, we can go straight into it, and that utility is real. And if we're keeping count, so Illuvium is definitely winning on the intellectual property scorecard, and it seems like they're absolutely destroying everyone else on the utility scorecard too. And the third and final thing on the scorecard, which I'm going to mention, are the founders/team. I'm not going to use this time to say anything negative about the teams of anyone else. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a spotlight on the team of Illuvium. So starting off with the founders, you have Kieran Warwick, Aaron Warwick, and Grant Warwick. And those three brothers are absolutely legendary. They have proven themselves to be experts in what they do. Kieran is an incredible entrepreneur and an insane hype man. If you have watched any of his interviews, watch him just get everyone excited and just build that energy around his products. He knows how to get things to the market and create a demand for it. Having Aaron on the team, who is an incredible game designer, looking through all of his meticulous things that he's put together and how he's designed it, insane. The fact that we've actually played the private beta and we can see it in action is a testament to what this team and Aaron has created. And it gives me no doubt at all that Illuvium Zero is going to be of the utmost, the same top tier standard, as well as everything else that they touch. And finally, Grant Warwick, the insane CGI mastermind that he is, has created something so beautiful. Again, watching the beta, playing the beta, seeing what we are seeing, it leaves me no doubt at all that Illuvium Zero is going to look insane. They're already revamping the graphics, and I'm so excited to see it and play it and just have it in my hands. It's obvious that I need to give a shout out to those three brothers, the founders, but I know for a fact that they could not have done it without the team on the back as well. So Johnny, who's in charge of Illuvium Zero, is doing an insane job. I'm really hoping I can get a chat with him at some point. But everyone on the back end doing everything they can to make it work. And this is exactly why I know Illuvium Zero is going to be incredible. So if we look at the scorecard for the final time today, IP, Illuvium comes in first place. Utility, ahead by a mile. And the team, the founders in the team, not even close, in my opinion. This is all subjective, but this is in my opinion. With all three of those things ticked off, this is why I personally believe if you were interested in getting land in the metaverse, Illuvium is where you want to look. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of content, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. You know what to do, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.